Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin has undertaken a one-day whirlwind tour to his new allies in the Middle East, underscoring the extension of his country's influence in the region and the continuing shrinkage of the United States' role. Putin touched down in rapid succession in Syria and Egypt on Monday, where he met briefly with their leaders, and landed in Ankara, the capital of Turkey, later in the day. His excursion came as anger at the US was running high over President Donald Trump's unilateral decision to recognize Jerusalem, the third holiest city in Islam, as the capital of Israel. That decision has helped isolate the US and Israel, angering allies in Europe and the Arab world while helping to convince the Arab public that the US is solidly anti-Muslim. Putin's trip had domestic implications as well, showcasing his role as a global statesman just as he embarks on a campaign for another presidential term, his fifth and possibly last. At each stop, there was some accomplishment or friendship to trumpet. In a brief visit to a Russian airbase in Syria, where he was greeted by President Bashar al-Assad, Putin again said that Russia's military had achieved its mission and would head home, a pledge he first made in March 2016 and has broken repeatedly in the past. In Egypt, Putin and President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi discussed several issues that reflected Moscow's expanding role. They confirmed at a news conference that Russia had agreed to resume direct tourist flights to Egypt, suspended after the bombing of a Russian airliner in the Sinai Peninsula in 2015, which could restore billions of dollars in revenue. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email, you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy, and they appeared to confirm the signing of a contract for Russia to build a $30 billion, $38 billion, nuclear plant, Egypt's first. Late last month, the two countries were reported to be exploring an agreement for the Russian Air Force to use Egyptian military bases. The trip to Turkey was the last scheduled for the day, with the agenda focused on political talks to end the war in Syria and the sale of an advanced Russian S-400 air missile defense system to Ankara, something that Russia has in the past refused to do. The session will be the 8th time Putin and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan have met this year, and lately they have been getting together every 2 weeks. Russia has taken full advantage of the US reluctance to engage in various Middle East conflicts, especially Syria, to reconstruct relations with various capitals such as Cairo, which expelled the Soviets in the early 1970s after years of close military cooperation. Although Putin is a